Welcome to the practical section. This section will be identifying each of the material to be used for tie and dye. At first, in our theoretical classes, we will be mentioning over and over again about raffia strands. This is our raffia strand. This strand is gotten from natural plants, and it is used by Yoruba women to make adire, known as tie and dye. Second, here we have our 100% cotton material. This is our 100% cotton material. Also, we have our dye stuff. We have 4 colors to be used for this practical section. 2 colors for the first tutorial and the other 2 colors for the second tutorial. Firstly, we have our yellow dye stuff. Secondly, we have our red dye stuff. Also, we have our deep green dye stuff. Lastly, we have our navy blue dye stuff. Also, in our theoretical classes, we talked and discussed about the chemical that aids the dye stuffs. That is, without the use of these chemicals, our dye stuff might be useless. Firstly, we have hydrosulfide. I explained further in our theoretical class about this chemical. This chemical helps the dye stuff to penetrate into the fabric. And secondly, we have our caustic soda. This caustic soda helps the hydrosulfide and the dye stuff to stay permanently on the fabric. Also, this is our nose cover. I told you there is a difference between nose mask and nose cover. This is our nose cover that prevents us from the vapor and the odor coming out of the dye solution in order not to inhale the vapor coming out. Also, this is our hand gloves. These hand gloves protect us from the furious harm that these chemicals might cause our skin. So putting on this hand glove will help us to protect our fingers and also to avoid our fingers from getting too stained. Also, here we have our water inside this small bowl. This water will help the raffia strand to be stronger. It is very easy for us to cut the raffia strand if it is not put inside water. But immediately we put our raffia strand inside water, it becomes more stronger, and it will be so difficult for us to cut it. It will be so difficult to cut the raffia strand. So the water helps the raffia strands to be more stronger so that it will be active while in the dye process. We have our pencil. This pencil is to express ourselves. And I told you in the theoretical section that fabric and tie and dye is also a means of expression. So in case you want to express yourself using images, lines, shapes, we talked about in the element to be used when doing tie and dye. So this pencil will help us to draw some illustration on the fabric. So now we can go to the practical section in details. Welcome back to the practical class. I will urge you to pay attention to what we'll be doing in this class. In the previous class, we discussed on methods of doing tie and dye. In this class and this section, we'll be using 3 to 4 methods on this fabric. At first, we'll be doing full moon halfway. Watch me. So you free your hand with the pencil and you take your full moon halfway, you draw it on the fabric sequentially. Hope you can see. So after that, you can drop your pencil, then you twist your fabric, then you start from the first edge. Don't forget, we talked about pleating. Pleating is also one of the methods to be used when doing tie-dye. So you start tracing the strokes, the lines that has been drawn on the fabric gradually. You start tracing the shape, start tracing it out. You make sure you flow along with the line. Be very sure you flow along with the line drawn on the fabric. And when you get to the center point here, then you have to hold and stop your left hand, then your right hand to take the next step. And after you have successfully merged it with the next curve line here, then you can move your two lines again. Don't be too fast. If you are too fast, you might get lost. When you get to the next edge at the point here, you stop your left hand again, then your right hand doing the workings. Then when you balance yourself, then your both ends can follow the lines. So immediately you have successfully do the pleating from the first edge to the next edge, then you can take your water, then introduce your water on the fabric. This water will automatically make the fabric hold without scattering back. Thereafter, you can introduce your raffia strand thread. I told you in the theoretical class that to make your raffia strand more stronger and active, you have to dip it inside the water. Immediately you dip it inside the water, your raffia strand regains strength. Then from the underneath, you bring it up. Don't forget the exact line that has been drawn on your fabric. Then you place the raffia at the center. Then you can knot. Make sure your knotting are very tight. Next step, you try to align the remaining fabric. After aligning them, you can also introduce water to make them come together. Then you take your raffia strand again. Don't forget, you will insert it into the water. You bring it out. Then you take it underneath again. Remember, in the theoretical class, we talked about the principles that guide tie and dye. Here again, one of our principles is needed, which is space. So you maintain the same space from here to here will be the interval you use to finish the tying. So your space must be even and equal. Be very careful when cutting the raffia so that you don't cut the fabric. Don't forget the space. The space is very important. Don't forget every single principles that have been discussed in the theoretical class. So here comes the end of our pleating half moon section. Welcome back. The next stage, we'll be doing the full moon tying. Don't forget, in the theoretical section, I said full moon is a very big and bogus pattern. So when you are picking your full moon, you pick it to be very big, and you watch me. Also, In the previous class, we discussed in the principle that guides triangle, we talked about dominance. So our full moon we serve as our dominant in this pattern we are about to create. Don't forget, water is very, very essential. Immediately after your tie, then you can apply water. This water will make your fabric feel relaxed, and it makes it to be more easier for you to control. Immediately after applying water, then you can adjust your moon. If your raffia feels like it's getting dry, you put it inside the water again. You can also use your fabric to express how you feel towards something or about something. This is our moon, our full moon. To the next, we go to our small caps. Small caps can be achieved in two ways. You can pick your cap in this form, and also you can also pick it from the ground like this. This is our cap. Then we go to these are our caps. We get our raffia. Then you start tying. These are small caps. Then we go to the next side. To finish this pattern up, then we introduce small knots. When you want to continue the knot, you make sure you sides the first one to the second to the third to the fourth, till you finish the knotting process. Don't forget, always size your knots. Make sure they are of the same size. last knot, which brings us to the end of the first practical section, the tying practical section. So these are half moon by the left hand side here. These are full moon, and these are our small caps. These are our small caps. And these are knots at the middle here. So after this section, we go into the dyeing section. Welcome back to the practical tool section. This class will be taking one of the types of tie and dye called folding technique. In order to approach a folding techniques method, you get your 100% cotton material, then you fold accurately. That is, when you are folding, you make sure your folding is accurate from one side to another. Make sure your folding is aligned. You maintain your edge to edge alignment so that you can achieve a desirable result at the end of the fold. This is the first step of the folding. Secondly, you pick it up all over again and fold into two. Don't forget, the alignment is very, very important and necessary. So immediately after your edge to edge folding, then you start your triangular folds. The triangular folds will be the next thing. When you flip to the left hand side, then you take it off. Then you align. Then you flip to the right hand side again. You align. You take it up. You align, then you flip to the left hand side again till you flip over till the end. Take it up. You align, flip to the other side. You align. Here comes the end of the triangular folds. This is the end of our folding method.